storm on Earth right now, and it will bring destruction and devastation to tens of thousands. Ahead, where Cyclone Pam is headed next, and what makes this monster so dangerous.
We're also following the big thaw as it continues to make a big mess. We're talking about flooding, overflowing rivers, ice jams, and landslides, showing you just how amazing it is out there from all the harsh realities of winter. Our expert-filled in-depth coverage continues right here, right now on Weather Center Live. Thanks for joining us on this Friday. You have made it to the end of another week. Yeah, indeed. But you know what? What's happening outside has no signs of slowing down. And so what you see is what you get type forecast. I'm Mark Elliott.
And I'm Vivian Brown. Mark, you are so right. We've seen a little bit of everything so far this week. And one of the bigger stories remains the rounds and rounds of rain creating more dangerous situations.
You know, where it's been raining, it's going to continue to be raining. That's why we have flood watches in many of the same locations that we've been talking about all week long, from southern Louisiana right up the Mississippi River, then across the Ohio River, all the way up to western upstate New York. 14 states under some sort of flood watch or advisory at this point. Viv.
All right, so let's talk more about it because, as Mark mentioned, rain on already very saturated grounds. But this is the weather headlines. More wet weather as we notice the dip in the jet stream, and that is just going to pull the moisture. Notice how the winds in the upper levels come from south to north, and that's pulling all of the Gulf moisture back into the Gulf coastal states, even as far north as the Ohio Valley. You know, we've been watching the Louisville area along the Ohio River, and that has been a huge concern because the river is running pretty high. Look at the past 7 days. Some of the heaviest amounts have been right here, the coastal areas of Texas, southeastern Louisiana, even southern Mississippi. We've had anywhere from 5 to 7 inches of rain so far. And here we go again. There's a slow-moving cold front, and all of the southerly winds coming in right out ahead of it, pulling in that Gulf moisture. We're watching this area of low pressure, and you can see the bands of steady rain that we're finding as it plumes back to the west. But this moving off to the east, again, this is the region that we'll continue to monitor. Back to you, Mark.
Thanks, Viv. You know, in West Virginia, a landslide forced dozens of families out of their homes near Charleston-Dieger Airport. That's after a hillside collapsed into the valley along Keystone Drive. And now the threat for flooding is on the rise with more rain on the way. WSAZ reporter Michael Klaus has the details.
We're about 100 yards off the hillside. They're keeping everyone back simply because they're not sure if it's stable at this point. The good news is that we haven't had any more additional significant slippage overnight, though every now and then you can hear the cracking of trees, the shifting of dirt a little bit, so there still is a lot of activity going on up there. To give you an idea of just how much dirt might have come down yesterday, this all stems from an airport improvement that took place 8 years ago, in which 1.5 million cubic yards of dirt was added to the end of the hillside. That obviously came down with a fury yesterday, covering and demolishing one home, knocking a church off its foundation, actually pushing it into a creek. The dirt also covered the creek and caused flooding all the way up the road. Now, the good news is last night they were able to bring in an excavator and create a pathway to allow some of that water to go through, and that has alleviated some of the flooding. Emergency crews have been watching the hillside overnight, and they will continue to keep an eye on it today. One of their biggest fears is with the rain that is expected this afternoon. They fear that that could soak the hillside, causing yet another slide, which of course would put us back to square one. Reporting for the Weather Channel, Michael Klaus, WSAZ.
And you're absolutely right, Michael. That is the fear, as we do have more wet weather on the way across the east. It's going to be a wet and at times a wintry weekend across portions of the east, although you will have to go pretty far north. All that moisture streaming up from the Gulf thanks to an area of low pressure. The cold air is really relegated to northern New England at this point. The moisture will be pushing in, but it's also going to be pushing some of that cold air out until that reinforcing shot of cold air comes in as the precip is ending. So some of you are only going to see a little bit of snowflake activity as the precip's done. New York, no snow for you. Boston, mostly rain. The difference is up in Maine, it's going to be snow the whole time. That's where we're going to have plenty of cold air. You look towards Boston, though, right as the precipitation is shutting off, that's where you see a little bit of snow. That's the end of Sunday, and it doesn't look like it's going to add up too much. Again, Boston only changing over to snow showers at the end of the event, so you are not colored in on the map, Boston, but places that are across Maine, my goodness, 5 to 8, if not 8 to 12 inches of snow. Viv.
We have breaking weather news right now. We're tracking a monster storm, the most powerful on Earth. Its name is Pam, and it will bring devastation to tens of thousands. Authorities fear the Category 5 cyclone will destroy homes and cause severe flooding on the island of Vanuatu. Leaders there are urging everyone to brace for destruction. And we have an expert on cyclones here at the Weather Channel. Hurricane specialist Michael Lowry joins us now with the latest. Michael.
Hey there, Vivian. A lot of activity in the Pacific Ocean today. Remember, it's hurricane season somewhere, even if it's not hurricane season in our part of the world. I want to show you the satellite picture right now because we have not one cyclone, not two cyclones, but 3 cyclones down here in the southern hemisphere, in addition to this tropical storm in the northern hemisphere. And the strongest one of these is, as Vivian was mentioning, Cyclone Pam. This one a Category 5 equivalent cyclone with winds estimated at about 165 miles per hour. Only 3 times in recorded history have we seen a tropical cyclone, that's just what we call a hurricane in this part of the world, this strong in this part of the Pacific Ocean. So let's talk a little bit about what it's doing right now, because unfortunately it moved right over Vanuatu. This is that island nation, 65 islands that comprise that country. And unfortunately, the island that got the worst of this right here, Efate, which was right in the eye wall. The eye wall is that ring of the strongest storms right around the generally cloud-free part of the storm that we call the eye. So they took it on the chin about 3 or 4 hours ago. Fortunately, conditions are improving there, but they have one more thing that they're going to have to contend with, and that's the next high tide, which is actually coming in right now. Vanuatu, these islands are about a quarter of the way between Hawaii and Australia, and the winds around this are circling clockwise. They usually circle counterclockwise in the northern hemisphere. What does all of that mean? Well, when the cyclone gets to the south of them, it's moving toward the south, it's going to start pushing that water up into Port Vila, which is the capital city, home to 44,000 people. Unfortunately, we'll have more on this developing story coming up here on Weather Center Live.
Lowe's presents How to Make It Quiet by Being Loud.
Now get 10% off select major appliances, $3.99 and more at Lowe's.
Brought to you by Lowe's. Never stop improving.
Toenail fungus? Don't hide it. Tackle it with FDA-approved Jublia. Jublia is a prescription medicine proven to treat toenail fungus. Use Jublia as instructed by your doctor. Once applied, Jublia gets to the site of infection by going under, around, and through the nail. Most common side effects include ingrown toenail, application site redness, itching, swelling, burning or stinging, blisters, and pain. Tackle it! Ask your doctor now if Jublia is right for you.
Shelley, how'd you come to find the biggest liquid gold mine in the state?
I was shopping for provisions.
Yeah?
That's when I saw it.
What'd you see, Shelley?
Boxes and boxes of Belvedere shells and cheese stacked clear to the ceiling.
Can we go look at it, Shelley?
Yeah, it's right over here.
Oh!
There's gold in them there shells. Liquid gold.
Hello, America, and good morning. Temperatures this weekend will reach into the 70s.
Currently in our area, 82 degrees under mostly cloudy skies with windy conditions. Today, windy with rain showers. High 83. Winds east-southeast at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 73. Saturday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. High 85. Here's our 7-day outlook.
This Sunday, extreme weather of biblical proportions.
The gates of hell are opening up, and this is the entry to it.
Top 10 Bible weather, Sunday night at 9 on the Weather Channel.
At the end of the day, my hands are beat up.
Especially during the winter times, hands are splitting, cracking, making it very difficult to do my job.
O'Keefe's Working Hands. Guaranteed relief for dry hands that crack and split.
Best stuff we've ever used.
It just works.
Learn more at workinghands.com.
Hey, buddy, you're squashing me. Liquid wart remover could take weeks to treat.
Embarrassing wart? Dr. Scholl's Freeze Away wipes them out fast with as few as one treatment.
Freeze Away!
Dr. Scholl's, the #1 selling freeze brand.
Can a protein originally found in a jellyfish improve your memory? Our scientists say yes. Researchers have discovered a protein that actually supports healthier brain function. It's the breakthrough in a supplement called Prevagen. As we age, we lose proteins that support our brain. Prevagen supplements these proteins and has been clinically shown to improve memory. It's safe and effective. For support of healthier brain function, a sharper mind, and clearer thinking, try Prevagen for yourself today.
Well, this seemingly unending winter is finally showing signs that it might be done soon. But that also means it's pothole season.
And in some states like Maryland, crews have their hands full.
Yeah, Dave Malkoff spent the night out on the road to see how they fix what winter left behind.
It is 9 o'clock at night right outside of Baltimore when most people are wrapping up their day. This crew is just getting started. They are ready to take this sticky material and patch Baltimore's potholes.
It comes in by the truckload. All this freezing and thawing has left a mess behind, not just here in Baltimore, but nationwide. The holes they patch today will save drivers cash tomorrow.
This is cold mix asphalt, and this is a temporary fix for the potholes.
We are on America's longest north-south interstate, I-95. They do this kind of work late at night to avoid the rush hour. But as you can see, traffic never truly slows down on roads like this, not even with the flashing lights and signs. This is still an open highway with 70-mile-an-hour traffic. Wait for a second for that semi to pass. See what I mean? It's potentially dangerous work.
Be aware at all times. Always pay attention and watch out for your other guys.
One nonprofit estimates driving on roads with potholes and other damage costs American drivers $94 billion a year. That works out to something around $444 per driver. That's why this work is so important.
We just ask the traveling public to be courteous to our highway workers.
But sometimes they're not.
Sometimes they're not.
The pothole locations come in over social media, over that old-fashioned CB radio from passing truckers, but most of the time...
Basically, you just mark it on paper. We'll pass like 4 or 5 bridges, so it's real easy. You just put the name of the bridge down, the road that goes under it.
Tell we filled this before.
This is like an old friend that you're revisiting.
Yeah.
They'll fill it, drive over it,
run them over, make sure they're down in there real well,
and move on.
They don't want to be out here too long, not longer than they have to be.
And that's it. The whole process takes 30 seconds to a minute for each pothole. They'll hit 100 tonight and be on the job till 5 a.m. Somewhere outside Baltimore, Dave Malkoff, the Weather Channel.
All right, thanks very much, Dave. Let's talk about another cause for concern, intense rounds of rain. A live look right now in New Orleans. We've had quite a bit of rain so far. Since midnight, about an inch we've had reports of, and some 4 inches so far this month. So, yeah, the month is flying by, but we've had some heavy rain already over the New Orleans area. Happening right now, more rain rain from the Gulf all the way to the Ohio Valley and parts of the Midwest. These are the flood alerts that have been issued because grounds are already saturated, rivers are already running pretty high, and this additional rain could lead to potential big problems. So the current radar does show the bands of heavy rain that's moving through the central parts of Mississippi and just off the coast of Louisiana. So moving away from you, New Orleans, right now, but a heavy pocket over southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, and even the westernmost areas here, the panhandle of Florida. But notice how it flows right into the central parts of Mississippi and Arkansas, and then even pulls back just south of you, St. Louis. But we could follow this area of heavy rain all the way into southern Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio, all along the Ohio River. And that's a region where an additional inch or two could fall to lead to flooding problems as well. New Orleans, here's your forecast again, getting some breaks right now. And I do think the weekend should be pretty dry. Mark?
Thanks, Viv. And so many people on social media have been asking me, when's Maria's show starting? When can we watch her again? Well, Weekend Recharge launches this weekend. It's for everyone with a focus on families. Paul Goodlow and Maria LaRosa will be there so you can get lost in the weather during Weekend Recharge. Kicks off tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern.
Olive Garden's buy one, take one, starting at $12.99. Enjoy warm breadsticks, salad, and your choice of irresistible entrees like new citrus chicken Sorrento. Then take home another entree free. Buy one, take one, starting at $12.99 at Olive Garden.
Heartburn. Did someone say burn? Try Alka-Seltzer Relief Chews. They work just as fast and are proven to taste better than Tums Smoothies assorted fruit.
Amazing.
Yeah, I get that a lot. Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Chews. Enjoy the relief.
Even if it's your last one, always share the softness of Kleenex, America's #1 tissue.
Let's do this. Let's go against the grain. This way, that way, even up that way. Let's review this, workshop that. Let's save, and then let's get down to it. Let's make your home feel like this and make you feel like this. Let's do this. Get the look and feel of reclaimed wood in tile starting at just $249 per square foot. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
Think fixing your windshield is a big hassle? Not with Safelite. This family needed their windshield replaced, but their daughter's heart was set on going to the zoo. So we said, if you need Safelite to come to the zoo, we'll come to the zoo. Oh yeah, we can fix that. Only Safelite can fix your windshield anywhere in the U.S. with our exclusive mobile glass shops and our one-of-a-kind True Seal technology for a reliable bond.
Thanks so much.
Service that fits your schedule. That's another Safelite advantage.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
You know those neighbors always making weird inventions out of junk in their garage? We just gave them their own TV show.
Come on, Wind. I think I just made Mother Nature my bitch.
One man's trash.
Hi, I'm Jeannie Francis, and like many of you, I've struggled with my weight and made a lot of great excuses, but no more. I tried Nutrisystem and I lost 10 pounds, then 20, then 30, and I realized I can do this.
Lose weight fast with Nutrisystem's Fast 5 Plus Kit. Lose 5 pounds in your first week, plus 1 inch off your waist or your money back, guaranteed.
I'm Jeannie Francis, and I lost 30 pounds with Nutrisystem. Nutrisystem is so simple. I don't have to count or measure, and the food is really good.
Order your 28-day Nutrisystem plan right now, including Fast 5 Plus. Get 1 week of specially selected meals, plus 1 week of energizing shakes free, and 1 week of Craving Crusher shakes free.
Take the drama out of losing weight. You can do this. Call or click right now.
Call 877-699-SIZE right now and get Fast 5 Plus with shakes free.
Guided Travel, 855-714-8687.
This Sunday, extreme weather of biblical proportions.
The gates of hell are opening up, and this is the entry to it.
Top 10 Bible weather, Sunday night at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Stay tuned for your local on the 8s, brought to you by Tempur-Pedic. Nothing feels like a Tempur-Pedic.
So we've had a Tempur-Pedic for a while, but now that we have the adjustable base, it's even better.
I'm gonna go up,
When I put my feet up on this bed, my stress just goes away.
Visit your local retailer and discover how Tempur-Pedic can move you.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under mostly cloudy skies with windy conditions. Today, windy with rain showers. High 83. Winds east-southeast at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 73. Saturday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. High 85. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Welcome back to Weather Center Live, where right now we are zooming in on two separate cities, LA out west and Atlanta in the east. Both of these cities have weather determined by their wind directions right now. And boy, oh boy, the city's seeing different types of conditions, right? Let's start out in the east, where it's cool, it's wet. We have these easterly winds setting up the wedge in Atlanta. And if you don't know that term, here's how it works. You get high pressure over the north. That's kind of the source of the cool air. That clockwise flow brings that cold air down, but it can't go up and over the Appalachian Mountains. They're just too tall. Cold air is heavier and denser, so it's low to the ground, and it just can't keep moving. The mountains are in the way. So instead, this cool air kind of pools at the base of the Appalachian chain. So even as Savannah is close to 60 and Montgomery is 60, Atlanta is only in the mid-40s right now, along with fog and drizzle being reported. Infamous conditions when you get the wedge this time of year. Now, things are going to change. We're going to see a shift in the wind direction. As long as we lose that east wind and that rotation around the high and we get a southerly flow in, everything changes. Look at these numbers. By the time we get into Saturday, these wedges are also really hard to get rid of. So if it doesn't happen Saturday, it'll certainly happen Sunday. You'll get into the warmer stuff. Until then, though, all about the fog and drizzle and kind of dark and dreary conditions in Atlanta. Out west, it's just the opposite. You got offshore winds in LA. High pressure over the Great Basin means offshore flow. That is a very warm wind direction. The air compresses as it sinks down the mountain chains near LA. So high temperatures really anywhere here, 10 to 20 degrees above average, which for LA is going to be exceptionally warm. Today near 90, tomorrow near 92, almost 25 degrees above average, and that continues Sunday, just in time, Vivian, for the marathon. Record-breaking heat for that.
All right, but talk about record-breaking heat, and a record number of runners are expected for this weekend's 30th annual Los Angeles Marathon. KNBC's Michelle Valise has more on preps already underway.
On your mark, get set, sweat. Record-breaking numbers expected for the 30th annual LA Marathon and forecast.
I'm actually from London, so they're really record for me. I mean, this is winter, it's great.
Unless you're a runner, 26,000 will attempt 26.2 miles. Now tack on an additional dangerous challenge, the grueling heat. A high of 89 Sunday in Santa Monica at the finish line. With the heat posing a high risk to runners and volunteers, organizers moved up the marathon 30 minutes to 6:55, where it'll be 64 degrees with 40% humidity on Sunday out at Dodger Stadium. They're also asking runners to slow it down.
And we really just want to encourage runners to kind of dial it back and come out and really just enjoy the event, but also to take personal responsibility.
Medical tents will be set up every 2 miles in case runners feel dizzy or faint. Cooling buses, misting stations, cold towels and ice, and plenty of liquids along the route to beat the heat.
Starting at mile 2, we will have water and Gatorade endurance formula on both sides of the street, and that will be placed every mile.
The heat is on this weekend for those running or not.
Hydration. Yeah. Stay hydrated.
Stay covered. Sunscreen, hats. You know, you can't beat it. I love it.
All right, well, here's a look at the forecast. Again, runners need to take it easy. Even if you're a spectator, just make sure that you drink plenty of water because temperatures will be close to 90 degrees in LA on Sunday. Mark?
Thanks, Viv. And before we leave you here, I want to show you something that happened this weekend. NASA launched 4 different rockets, all with kind of similar cargo. These are going to be used to actually be pointed at the sun and at Earth and be observation stations for the kind of the magnetic field that is responsible for creating the solar wind, the solar flare, and those northern and southern lights. We're going to get new views of both the sun and the Earth from these ships that launch. Nice work, NASA.
It's March. Time to seize the moment at your local Hyundai dealer. Right now, get an all-new 2015 Sonata for just 0% APR for 60 months. Plus, get $1,000 March bonus cash. Take advantage of these limited-time offers and step up to the luxurious Sonata. But hurry, time is running out. The Hyundai Seize the Moment sales event ends March 31st. Seize your Sonata today and get $2,000 cash back.
Boston Market introduces our 2 for $20 complete meal deal. For just $20, get 2 individual meals, like our all-natural rotisserie chicken, 2 classic sides, 2 drinks, and 2 desserts, all for a limited time, only at Boston Market.
Anna, Tom, what can I help you find today?
We are repainting, but our kids are tough on walls.
I totally get it. You need Valspar. It's our best paint. And with the Valspar color guarantee, if you don't like the color, you get a new one free.
What?
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Change color for free?
We've been doing that for years. Hey, Val, check it out. Hey, Val.
I see you, honey.
Hurry in now to save big on sample pints in any color. Just 99 cents each this month only. Going to the paint studio at Ace is like going to your neighbor.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Smile.
No matter how well you provide for your family today, if you don't have life insurance, their future may be at risk. Think about what would happen if you were gone. Would they struggle to pay the bills and face an uncertain future? They don't have to. You can help guarantee those you love $200,000, $500,000, $750,000 or more with life insurance through AIG Direct. We'll help you get more for your money, up to 70% more. Just look, less than $14 a month buys a 40-year-old man a $250,000 term life policy. That's up to 3 times what you can get from other companies for the same price. No wonder millions of people rely on AIG companies. The call is free, the quote is free, and there's no obligation. Make the future more secure for those you love. Call now so you can sleep better at night.
For a free quote, call 1-800-521-0331 or visit AIGDirect.com.
So you're saying you're going to give me my credit score for free, right? And then you're going to ask me for my credit card so you can charge me on the down low. 2 weeks later, look, Credit Karma.
Oh, are you talking to websites again?
It's saying free credit score.
Credit Karma? Yeah, it's actually free. Look, you don't have to put in your credit card information. Credit Karma. Really free credit scores. Really free.
Fist bump.
As the host of a popular home improvement show, I know a lot about finding a great contractor for home repairs and improvement projects. Now there's HomeAdvisor.com, a free service that matches your project to top local service professionals.
We didn't have to do any work other than say what we needed.
Just 1, 2, 3, I found my guy and everything was smooth.
And it's always free to use.
We've had nothing but fabulous every single time.
Go to HomeAdvisor.com now to get started on your next project.
Home Advisor.
Hello, America, and good morning. Temperatures this weekend will reach into the 70s.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under mostly cloudy skies with windy conditions. Today, windy with rain showers. High 83. Winds east-southeast at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 73. Saturday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. High 85. Here's our 7-day outlook.
This March, one man's trash, this is perfect, is another man's wood-powered Jeep gasifier. Brainstormers, premiering Sunday, March 22nd, only on the Weather Channel.
Thanks for joining us for Weather Center Live. I'm Vivian Brown.
And I'm Mark Elliott. And Viv, with as much rain as we've had and as much snow melt as we've had, it has created disastrous situation.
Talk about disastrous. We have pictures. Take a look now out of Charleston, West Virginia. Definitely some scary moments with a landslide caught on tape near the Yeager Airport.
Yeah, as a result of the big thaw, they've been watching smaller chunks of land falling since last weekend. Look at that, though. That huge piece of land falls. It's moving the power lines. My goodness, 5 people stranded in their homes once that additional slip happened yesterday, but they were fortunately able to make their way down the mountain. Of course, with more flooding on the way, Viv, this situation could get worse before it gets better.
Yeah, and that is our weather headlines for this segment. You can see heavy rounds of rain, Gulf to Ohio Valley. So let's show you exactly what we're talking about and the reason we're having all of this plume of moisture flowing in. That's because the jet stream, notice how it takes a deep dive and the upper air winds are flowing directly out of the Gulf and pulling all of that moisture into the Ohio Valley, the upper, mid, and lower Mississippi River Valley. In fact, this has been the case for several days. We've had heavy amounts of rain, 5 to 8 inches around the Houston area and the extreme southern parts of Mississippi. Now, as we go through the weekend, we'll watch this surface cold front slowly push off to the east. Ahead of it, the southerly winds pulling in that moist flow. Right now, you can see this is the current radar, which shows some pretty solid rain from southern Mississippi and Alabama and flowing all the way back into central Arkansas. Honing in closer on the capital city, Jackson, and you can see it looks as though that last little wave pushing through, but we've had heavy amounts so far in the Jackson area for the last several hours. And look at all of this moisture, how it's slowly pushing off to the east, all along the Ohio River, including around the Louisville area. And we've been watching Louisville and the river, the banks of the river for quite some time because of heavy snow melt. And again, all of this additional moisture. And look at the forecast now. Going through tomorrow, some of the heaviest and steadiest rain will be right along the Ohio River near Lexington and the Louisville area. So you know we'll be watching this region, as this is where we'll find anywhere from pockets of 3 to 5 inches over the next 48 hours. Mark?
Yeah, Viv, there's that bullseye of heavy rain across Ohio, and there's been major flooding threats across Ohio already. There are ice jams now causing rivers to back up along the Vermilion, for example. Roughly 100 homes put on notice that they may have to evacuate in a hurry. WKYC's Hillary Golson reports.
This is where the Vermilion River is swallowing the bridge, land, and nearby trees, forging its own path at Mill Hollow, rising 10 or 12 feet since lunchtime.
I'm terrified. Yeah, I'm pretty scared.
Further downriver, Tina Miller's watching, waiting for, in some places, 2 feet thick ice to break up here and the water to rise higher and higher.
It came inside my house, about 3 feet in my house, destroyed everything.
Miller's right in the way of Mother Nature's wrath. Also, the spot Vermilion police say is their big concern. Residents in 100 homes already on notice. Should the water crest, they'll come knocking. So Linda's prepping.
I've been moving all of my stuff upstairs for the last couple days.
Cars up Riverside Drive at the top of the hill, because Miller, of course, is not the only one who knows what could come.
At one point 30 years ago, it got up to the top of those, or the bottom of those windows. So it's possible that it can happen.
As the sun sets on the river, all the people here can do is wait.
The destructive power of water, that's for sure. That's something we're watching carefully. Of course, now we're taking you to the Northeast. We may be the bearers of bad news here, but if you're at Killington and enjoying the skiing, you're not going to hate more snow. In New York, you're probably going to miss out on the snow. Snow lovers not so happy there, but you will see plenty of rain. It's going to be a wet and at times wintry weekend here across the Northeast. Here's the setup, right? We've got this cold air that's really pretty far north into New England at this point. That's the northern branch of the jet stream. The southern branch of the jet stream has that storm that's been bringing all that moisture in across the Ohio Valley and down towards the Gulf Coast. So that moisture's on the way to the northeast. They will try to kind of meet up, but it's Maine. Maine is going to see the most of the snow. Lots of rain here across the mid-Atlantic into southern New England, but Maine will stay snow right on through Saturday, continuing Sunday. A little bit of that wraparound snow and cold air as our low moves away. We'll try to get Boston a few flakes, but it doesn't look like it's going to add up to much. We're really not forecasting a huge snow, if any accumulating snow for Boston, even though there might be some flurries. New York, a rainy day for you on Saturday. The rain will be coming down at a pretty good clip. Some fog, some wind Saturday night, and a cooler day on Sunday. But again, as the cool air tries to move on through and the temperatures fall through the day, the precip will be done. Similar pattern in Boston, raining Saturday into Saturday night. Sunday, look, your morning high temperature, then this falls through the day. So as the precip ends, a little bit of snow possible for you. It's not going to add up to much. In fact, you're not even colored in on the accumulating snow map here. On the other hand, look at Maine. 8 to 12 inches of snow in that stripe across central Maine, and it has been snowing all season long. Bangor almost doubling their average for this season. Caribou, you're up to 115 inches of snow so far, well above the average in the 90s. And then that's the setup. Bangor, after some early rain, transitioning over to pretty hefty snow and wind. Viv, over to you.
All right, thanks, Mark. Breaking weather news right now. A true monster storm slamming nearly 65,000 people on the Vanuatu Islands right now. You're looking at video as the storm just approached the island. Pam, as it's called, is one of the biggest storms on Earth right now, and devastation is likely as this monster continues to pour south. Now, we have one of the best tropical experts with us now, Michael Lowry. He's in the studio lab with the very latest. Michael.
Vivian, for some context here, this is the strongest, tied for the third strongest cyclone that we've seen in this part of the world. That's how intense this is. If you remember Super Typhoon Haiyan in 2013, that was an incredibly intense, powerful, destructive typhoon. That pressure in that storm was estimated at 895 millibars. 890 millibars is what we're estimating the pressure in this storm. I want to start first, though, with this visible picture. This was taken actually yesterday from our best eye in the sky, the Veer satellite. This gives us more detail than we have on any satellite up there. Just basically a snapshot, a picture of this storm, the eye looking down right into the ocean. You can even see the sun glint down there on the south side of that eye wall. Just tremendous there. Okay, I want to show you what's happening, though, right now. Here's the enhanced picture. So if you take that visible and you enhance those cloud tops with some colors, that's what we're seeing. The darker the reds, the more ferocious the storm and the winds. So you can see it's moving to the south. So a few things to notice here is we're 6,000 miles away from the United States. In this part of the world, the cyclones spin clockwise. They spin in this direction. And what I'm worried about now is, although the conditions are improving, they saw Category 4, probably even Category 5 conditions there in the island chain. But what I'm really concerned about here is the water rise. They're hitting a high tide there. This is the main island, the eye wall. The worst of this cyclone moved right over the capital city of Port Vila there on Efate, which is in those Vanuatu island chains, 65 islands that comprise the entire chains there. So the winds are coming out of the south. It's going to push water right into here. The good part of this story, though, is that you only have to go inland a few miles to get up. You need to get up in elevation to get away from the water rise that's happening right along the coast. The storm passing just about 30 miles to the east of that particular island. That, again, is the main island here in the island chain. This is a very large system. Look how big this is, with waves and storm surge being felt as far away as 700 miles. This gives you the scope and the picture here of what we're talking about. Not every day you see that type of destruction, unfortunately, happening. We'll be right back after the break.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under cloudy skies with windy conditions. This afternoon, windy with rain likely. High 82. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 73. Saturday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. High 85. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Lowe's presents How to Make It Quiet by Being Loud.
Now get 10% off select major appliances, $3.99 and more at Lowe's.
Brought to you by Lowe's. Never stop improving.
Whatever their stickers say, they'll all lose suction because their filters clog. But with our sonic tips oscillating at 5,000 Hertz, only new Dyson Kinetic Science won't lose suction.
Give your flowers a head start next spring by feeding now with Miracle Grow Shaken.
Zantac heartburn alert! Stop! Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
The Yamaha Viking, and introducing the all-new Viking 6. The hardest working, most off-road capable side-by-sides in America. Built for the hardest working people on earth. You.
Most homes have air leaks and drafts that waste as much energy as leaving a window open in your home all year long. Call Champion Windows at 844-4CHAMPION. When you buy 2 rooms of windows, you'll get the 3rd room free. Call today because every home needs a champion.
What's this? A box. It takes worn out things and makes them better. Want to see? Yeah. Cool. What else you got?
It's our biggest breakthrough yet. We're taking worn-out batteries and making them into something strong. New Energizer Eco Advanced, world's first long-lasting battery made with 4% recycled batteries.
Welcome back. Big news from Beverly Hills. Celebrity plastic surgeon Dr. Andrew Orden has discovered an anti-aging breakthrough called Fill and Freeze. And he's giving away 1 million bottles free.
I've spent nearly 30 years looking for an effective, instant breakthrough to reduce the appearance of wrinkles that can be applied topically instead of with surgery or invasive medical techniques. And I finally found it with Derm Exclusives Fill and Freeze.
Wow. I'm young again. I don't feel like an old lady. The lines are gone.
Oh my God. Wow. I can't believe it. It looks really good. It gives you a whole new confidence.
It definitely took 10 years off. If I went to a dermatologist here in the city, I would pay $300-400 for this.
I know you're wondering what Derm Exclusive can do for you. Well, you don't have to wonder. You can order it right now and try it for yourself absolutely risk-free. And here's how.
Call now during this special direct-to-consumer offer and you won't pay $120. Today, you can get your own instant results with Fill and Freeze for only $59. But that's not all. Today, we're taking another $20 off, so now you can get this instant wrinkle-removing miracle for the low price of only $39.95. And as part of our 1 million bottle giveaway, Dr. Orden is including a second $60 bottle of Fill and Freeze free. That's nearly $120 of Fill and Freeze for only $39.95. Dr. Orden will even include his MicroPure resurfacing pads, intensive repair serum, and Collagen Lift moisturizer, a $200 value, free. Order now and we'll even upgrade your order to express delivery. That's a $15 value, free. Plus, you even get to try it risk-free for 30 days with our money-back guarantee. But you must call to order. Call 1-800-730-7432. That's 1-800-730-7432. Order now.
Denali Highway on our
our way down to Anchorage for the Iditarod start.
Check out this video, right? Yeah, they are on their way to Anchorage because the Iditarod is underway, and as you can see, there's snow on the ground, which is actually a big deal this winter in Alaska. Monday, 78 mushers left the starting line in Fairbanks, and a few have reached the halfway point now. But, you know, it's only the second time in its 43-year history that the lack of snow in Alaska forced this year's Iditarod dog sled race to move north from Anchorage to Fairbanks.
All right, and in today's brainstorm, Sam Champion examined whether impacts the course and performance.
The Iditarod, known as the greatest dog sled race in the world, is run every year in Alaska, along a route nearly 1,000 miles long. Or think about it like driving from Orlando to New York. The finish line is always in the town of Nome, Alaska, but its starting line can vary, depending on the snow. Sometimes kicking off in Anchorage if the city has enough snowfall, or nearly 300 miles north in Fairbanks, bordering the Arctic Circle. For the Iditarod, more snow means more speed. That's because when snow is hardened by single-digit temperatures, the carbon fiber sled skis have a sliding coefficient of friction, or traction, about half that on frozen dirt. And because less friction means an easier pull, it takes the dogs less than half the amount of force to pull the nearly 400-pound sled over snow than it does on frozen dirt. So when there's plentiful snow cover, some teams can cover more than 120 miles a day and burn calories too. During this epic event, the dogs can burn 26,000 calories a day, more than 7 times the calories burned by a person running a marathon. But the race can be a long one. Even if there's plenty of snow, some mushers have taken up to 33 days to finish it. And if you take into account that the average high temperature along the route is in the 20s, this is like spending more than a month inside your refrigerator. And even though this Arctic Odyssey can go on for weeks, it can still come down to the wire. The margin between first and second place has been as little as 1 second. In terms of distance, that's the equivalent length of about 4 dogs. And you've been brainstormed. Sam Champion, The Weather Channel.
All right, thanks, Sam. Well, we're going to take you to one extreme from the other. You know, we talk about a live look right now at Sin City because Vegas definitely a getaway spot if you're trying to escape winter. Temperatures in the low 70s right now, well on your way to 80s. And as we head into the weekend, we're talking upper 80s. So a summery southwest into next week. Let's talk more about it, shall we? Because the dip in the jet stream is far to our east, and that means we're under a huge ridge of high pressure with the jet stream pushing pretty far north, and the offshore winds, that's going to really transport some of that desert heat all the way to the coastline even. Los Angeles, we're talking temperatures working some 20 degrees above average. Now today, up to about 89 in Los Angeles, but look at tomorrow's forecast, up to 92 degrees. That could be a record. 82 in Las Vegas, and even Phoenix up to 89 on Sunday. Sunday, of course, is the LA Marathon, so we'll talk more about that because that's a big deal now when you talk about this type of heat and you're trying to run 2.6 miles. Okay, here we go with the 26 miles. Los Angeles tomorrow, 92 degrees. Again, the record is 88 set back in 1951. Even Sacramento, you will be flirting with your record. We're forecasting 82. The record is 80 degrees. Again, here is a look at the forecast even for Sunday, perhaps more records. So this entire weekend will be well above average with possible record heat across many of the big cities over the Southwest, including Los Angeles and Las Vegas. So we will definitely keep you updated as we continue to watch the thermometer going through the weekend. Here's a look at the forecast for Las Vegas. Right on through, again, the middle and latter part of next week, we'll be dealing with the heat. Maybe a little break on Thursday next week.
Heartburn. Did someone say burn? Try Alka-Seltzer Relief Chews. They work just as fast and are proven to taste better than Tums Smoothies assorted fruit.
Amazing.
Yeah,
I get that a lot.
Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Chews. Enjoy the relief.
Build weather invention.
Wow, anybody else surprised it actually worked?
Mother Nature can absolutely change people.
I'm ready to get out of here and create a new track.
This is a tornado emergency.
It was hard to believe weather could do that.
Never seen anything like this in my life.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under cloudy skies with windy conditions. This afternoon, windy with rain likely. High 82. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 73. Saturday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. High 85. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Some people have told me reverse mortgages sound too good to be true. I mean, you get cash out of your home, no monthly payments, and still own your home. There's got to be a catch, right, Jesse? Well, there isn't. It's like any other mortgage, only with a reverse mortgage, the loan's paid back when the last borrower leaves the home. In fact, reverse mortgages are based on a notion that President Reagan signed into law over 25 years ago in order to help seniors remain in their homes. If you're 62 or older and own your own home, you may qualify for a government-insured reverse mortgage with AAG that allows you to turn the equity in your home into tax-free cash. And with AAG, there are never any income or credit score requirements.
Call 1-800-661-0312 now to receive a new free information kit, including a reverse mortgage guide and DVD, personal stories from people like you, and a brand new family guide for children and loved ones, all absolutely free with no obligation.
AAG can help you pay off credit card debt, eliminate monthly mortgage payments, and provide some real retirement security.
Call 1-800-661-0312 today to get your free AAG reverse mortgage information kit and bonus DVD.
In the kits, you'll receive a helpful 3-part guide. The first will show you how a government-insured reverse mortgage allows you to access the equity in your home as tax-free cash. 500,000 people have already done it. The second booklet contains stories told by people just like you who've had their lives changed forever using a reverse mortgage. And the third guide is full of helpful answers and information for children and loved ones.
Call 1-800-661-0312 now to receive your information kit and DVD, all absolutely free.
There's simply an effective way for folks just like you to get the cash you need to enjoy your retirement.
Call 1-800-661-0312 now to receive your information kit and DVD, all absolutely free. Call 1-800-661-0312 now.
AAG, the best advice for a better life.
As the host of a popular home improvement show, I know a lot about finding a great contractor for home repairs and improvement projects.
Now there's HomeAdvisor.com, a free service that matches your project to top local service professionals.
We didn't have to do any work other than say what we needed.
Just 1, 2, 3, I found my guy and everything was smooth.
And it's always free to use.
We've had nothing.
Mom and Dad told us they had just made their funeral and burial prearrangements. We thought they already had taken care of that. When we learned it was through Beth Israel and Eternal Light, we knew everything would be handled in the most caring and professional way. We realized it would be one of the most difficult days of our lives. It inspired my husband and me to make our own prearrangements so the burden wouldn't fall on our children when that day comes. It's not an easy thing to think about, but I'm so glad we did.
Communications taxes are a burden on Florida's families and businesses. Florida has one of the highest taxes in America on cell phones, cable TV, and satellite. Florida's governor and legislative leaders are considering cutting these communications taxes by $470 million a year. Legislators must decide during this legislative session. Learn more. Go to cutmycellphonetvtax.com. Get informed, get involved. Brought to you by the FCTA.
You only have two hands, but you have a whole lot of bristles.
Call 1-800-582-1681.
This Sunday, extreme weather of biblical proportions.
The gates of hell are opening up, and this is the entry to it.
Top 10 Bible weather, Sunday night at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Welcome back to Weather Center Live. Time now for your full winter weather update. We're going to zoom in on the northeast corridor as we work our way through this weekend, because that's what little winter weather is going to be left. Let's look at this, though, where we've been. This is March 6th, and I'm going to draw a rough estimate of just how far south some of this snow got. We can curl all the way around through Texas. Keep that in mind, right? Just a few days ago, really, that's how far south the snow was. By the time we got to March 8th, it was already starting to disappear. That's just 2 days later. By yesterday, gone. Remember, it was down here. It was all the way through the south. That's why we've had so much flooding, all that snow melt. By today, we're just looking at northern New England, still with that snow. And that's where the cold air is, because it's got that base refrigerator level. And you know what? That's where our next storm is headed. We've got cold air to the north. We've got moisture coming up from the south. And where those two meet, we've got at least the shot of some wintry weather. But you got to go really far north to get it. Most of this upcoming weekend storm is going to be in the form of rain. We're looking at rain for the big cities of the Northeast, a little bit of snow across Maine, and then by the time it ends, that's when Boston could get a snowflake or two. But Viv, it's not going to add up to much there.
All right, thanks, Mark. Well, if you thought that winter was tough on you, at least you had a roof over your head. A lot of animals weren't so lucky and fell victim to this rough winter. Now, Reagan Maggi takes a look at the wildlife refuge that's dealing with the harsh realities of this winter for animals.
This black swan.
That's my boy.
Red-tailed hawk.
He can blink. See?
Screech owl.
Got a faux hawk.
And merganser. Animals normally out in the wild are now here, casualties of a brutal winter.
Usually we are maybe half to 3/4 full. This year we were over full, just to place animals that came in because they were either injured or starving because of the weather.
The Pocono Wildlife Rehabilitation and Education Center in Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, has rescued and healed at least 50 animals with weather-related injuries, the most ever in their 13-year history.
Handsome little guy.
Take this screech owl. It came in weighing only half of the weight it should.
He could barely stand up when he came in. They can't break through the ice, so they starve. And if they're lucky, they're found by kind-hearted people who bring them to us, and if they're not lucky, they end up dying.
For the animals who come into this facility severely starving, they start out with a powder formula diet. But for the other ones who come in not as starving, like this red-tailed hawk, he started out on a diet of small mice. And eventually, when he gets stronger, his food portions are going to get larger. And eventually, he'll be eating rats.
There he goes. He's going to be okay. That's my boy. I'm hoping. He looks pretty good. A lot better than when he came in. See his left foot?
Lack of food wasn't the only thing the wildlife had to deal with.
Black swan was brought to us. It was found frozen in the Susquehanna River. And it had frostbite on its left foot, and much of the webbing between its toes is gone. He's a tough old bird, this guy. Right, pal? This guy thought that he was landing on water, but he was landing on ice. And when he hit the ice, he broke a foot. So we got him in, and we have a cast on his foot.
This nonprofit organization is run entirely by volunteers who find compassion greater than any compensation.
My payment is taking a bird that came in near death's door and taking him out and going, and seeing him fly away. It's fantastic.
In Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, Reagan Maggi, The Weather Channel.
Great story there, that's for sure.
Perfect story. Stay with us. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Currently in our area, 83 degrees under mostly cloudy skies with windy conditions. This afternoon, windy with rain likely. High 82. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 73. Saturday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. High 85. Here's our 7-day outlook.